made my first show for the ABC in 2001 when I published my first surveys. And I talked about the risks to the housing story in Australia, because at that stage I was seeing the early signs of deregulation, the early signs of house prices beginning to accelerate, and the affordability pressures building, and the rise of the investment community, the rise of mortgage brokers, the deregulation of the financial system, all of those things. And I basically said that unless you change trajectory, in the future, it'll be more and more difficult for people to get into the market. They'll have to put a larger proportion of their income in to be able to get into the market. They'll be buying smaller properties. They'll be buying less well-built properties. And it's going to be effectively the end of the Australian dream. And I'm afraid that's where we are. You know, for many people, the Australian dream of owning a block of land with a house on it has pretty much gone. A lot of the new developments, of course, are on much smaller lots. So you may have a big room space, but almost no garden space. And I think it's very crowded in, very noisy, of course, in those environments. And of course, we've got high rise, and the high rise story is even worse with the very poor quality of construction and the fact that a lot of the strata fees are rising very quickly because they've got now much bigger maintenance bills than previously. All of that's part of the mix. We are in unsustainable territory. And the question, of course, is how much higher can house prices go? Because if we continue to play the script as it currently is written, we will see more lending. We will see longer mortgages. We will see people more geared up. They will buy a property later. They'll hold it into retirement. And everything, of course, is then designed so that effectively, who wins? Well, the government wins in a way. High tax rates, high stamp duty rates, high land tax, all of those things are part of the story. What I find frustrating is that no one in the political sphere really wants to accept what a mess it is. They're all saying, yeah, we've got an issue, but we can solve it. Well, if that's true, then you need to be doing things, politically speaking, very differently from the ones you are doing, which is to promise to build 1.2 million homes and then not get anywhere close, to promise to build new properties using the Housing Future Fund and then not, but using existing homes, which of course means they were taken off the market from somebody else. You couldn't make this stuff up.